Alright, welcome to another match of Ether Raids. We're taking on a Sita team here, and this is right after the banner here. I actually didn't even play another match that same day. I just went to sleep after that loss. So yeah, so the banner is out. Interesting team here. I haven't really seen anyone use Sita on defense, so this is pretty interesting. Aside from when I've used it on the what was that Chaos Season defense that I got rank 1. So this is the first time that I'm seeing her on defense for me. Maybe someone else has done it, I just haven't seen it, but yeah, this is pretty cool. But I already like this Sita. I feel like I know everything about her. It's so personal to me. I kind of feel the same connection to her like I felt with Brave Edelgard when I first started playing the game, because I was just using Brave Edelgard for every single thing. I knew all of her matchups, every unit that she lost against, every unit that she won to. I knew like right away whether or not I would lose the match once I was using Brave Edelgard, because I used her so often. And it's kind of the same thing with the Sita here. I know exactly what she loses to, and if she loses the speed check, she's pretty much done. So we should be able to win this one pretty clearly or one-sidedly. I just gotta set it up first. Let me just put the team together and get going from there.
This way.
I think Sharina should be able to outspeed her, I think. Alright, but anyways, let's get going again. The banner. Right, so the banner is live, or we've all seen the banner at this point. And man, that is one of the worst Christmas banners that I've seen in a long time. I feel like it goes all the way back to, I want to say, the banner that Lysithea was on, the Christmas banner that Lysithea was on. That one was kind of up there as well, but then that winter Lysithea wasn't like the worst unit. She was actually pretty decent at the time that she came out. And you know, the comparison is that at least the unit selections on that banner weren't as bad as this one. Like for Mortis, who else was on that? Jeez, who else is on the banner? Oh my god. Hortensia, Shez was just so weird. Why is Shez on the Christmas banner? That was so weird. And then the Allirs, and I'm like, why are we getting yet another Allir ult? It's like, what, at least 3 or 4 this year. I understand that they want to flood Engage since it took them a while to start, putting out Engage content, but my god, it's so much now. At least from Allir, of course, the main character in the game, so I can understand, giving Allir multiple arts, but not so quickly. At least give the unit some time to breathe and get better stat distributions. It just feels like all of the ults all of these Allir ults are pretty much the same unit, just a different color, which is really annoying. You don't want that for your favorite unit. You want your favorite unit to get good stuff, and that's not what's happening here. There really could have been some more patience with the release of these units, and some more better choice selection, because while Engage doesn't have the largest cast of units, there are other units there that they could have selected from that would have been able to fill the role in a Christmas banner. I mean, my god, just throw... Well, we just got Diamond. I think Diamond is the kind of guy that would probably celebrate some Christmas, but I don't know. Celine, well, she just got an alt, so maybe not. Wow, interesting. No, not Lumera. Okay, alright, I'm trying to go down the list of popular Engage characters just to fill that gap, and it's becoming a little bit challenging. Chloe, no, she got a spring ult, but I mean, why not? Chloe, I think Chloe would actually be pretty decent on a Christmas banner. And who else? I feel like what's her name? The mother from Celine's mother Celine and Alfred's mother would have been pretty decent on this banner as well, although she's not the most popular. Who else? Someone who hasn't gotten an ult. They like to put like the evil characters celebrating Christmas, I've noticed, or the bad intention characters, like we got Black Knight and some other characters that fit into that role, and I don't really like it. It just doesn't match their characters. I can't see Black Knight or For Mortis celebrating Christmas. It just makes no sense whatsoever. We're getting this because we win the speed check, and she's not getting the KO here. If she had full DR piercing, which she doesn't, which is why I like to run her with no quarter when I first got her. I'm referring to Sita. If she had full DR piercing from no quarters, then that would have been a loss for Sharena there, but I had other strategies as well, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, losing the speed check means that Sita will more than likely die. So you want to make sure, like, if you're putting her on defense, you want to make sure that she's supported in a way that will allow her to always win the speed check, or just plus 10 her. That's the other option. That way you can pretty much guarantee that you should win the speed check most of the time. But yeah, I was very disappointed. Jade, not even Jade, who am I thinking about? Like, Gold Mary, I think, would have been a great choice for the Christmas banner as well. I think that would have been fantastic. And that other guy, what's his name? Sword, Demotes. He's not that popular, but I think it would have been a great choice for a Christmas banner unit. Just give him a perf weapon, and he would have been, people would have been happy to see him there. Not Lapis. Jeez, what's his name? Kagetsu. Yeah, Kagetsu. He would have been a good choice for the Christmas banner as well. So there were options, man. We didn't need another Ather ult.
Why not?
A dual Ather ult at that. I feel like too early, man. Too early and unnecessary. And also, it's pretty much the same unit. It felt like I was looking at Harmonic Tiki. I didn't like it. You've already done it with Harmonic Tiki, you've already done it with the pilots, you didn't need to do it so soon with the Ather. That could have waited for a future release. But unit selections aside, the other reason why I think this is a terrible banner is that it's just more armored units. It's just, well, not entirely, but there isn't really anything that helps out nukes, and that's what we needed. I mean, Shez, looking at Shez's kit, it's pretty much
Close your eyes.
Legendary Shez, but on a horse and better, which is pretty much what you would expect once she gets her refined, except, you know, not the horse thing, but just better. But yeah, pretty much Legendary Shez on a horse with probably like a weapon refine. Expect her to do well. I think the matchup of her versus Emblem Ike was like fraud. That's pretty much 100% cap, not real, fake news. I don't believe it. 1% that is just them trying to goad us into summoning for Shez, who isn't by any means a bad unit. I think she'll do very well, particularly into the matchup versus Fjorm. She might not get the weapons triangle. No, she might not get the effective against Shez weapon effect thing, but she'll do pretty well into the Fjorm matchup. And then there was For Mortis, and he just looks like Mythic For Mortis, but better. Which is, I mean, if you're giving him ult, if you're giving him an ult, then of course you're gonna make the unit better than his base version. But it's, I want to say a minor upgrade. It's not like anything too crazy. I mean, he was already really, really good to begin with as his mythic version. So there really wasn't. Well, I say there isn't much that you could have done to make him a lot better, but then there's always room to just go outside of the box and break a unit. We have Legendary Seliph as an example of that, how you can just make a unit completely broken for no reason. But yeah, they played it pretty safe, I want to say, with for Mortis ults. I don't think this was needed so soon either. There's so many other units that you could have put. Like, I feel even Ather, you could have put Ather there. Like, that was like a good opportunity to give us a good another good armor unit from Blazing Blade, or even like put an armored unit from Binding Blade. Who did we get recently? I was like, that guy in the big blue, was it blue or green? I forget what color he is, but no, big green armor. I even forget his name. That he put recently on the Binding Blade banner. I'm like, you could probably put him there and give us a good unit from Binding Blade, because there are like so few that we have from Binding Blade to work with. It's one of the most ignored game titles when it comes to units that actually can do something. If it's not Roy or Lilina, it's either, if it's not either one of them, then you basically you don't have a unit from that game. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, I felt like that was way too early for him to get an alt, and I could have waited until next year and make it better. But then maybe they wanted to do it early so that he doesn't get too busted. Understandable. And also, I guess the end turn mechanic is kind of looking at a downturn at this point. So if you waited any longer, it might have lost all of its relevancy, which I think is still very high, because no one is really bringing counter control into an offense match, so you wouldn't really have to worry about it there. But then, I mean, who knows what's going to happen in the future? There's always a possibility that there's going to be a skill that does what firm counter control does. Well, not a skill, a weapon that does what firm counter control does. So that is also, you know, something that could happen. But for now, I think that even though I don't like the fact that for Mortis was chosen, I think it makes sense that he was chosen. But yeah, looking at that, that's cool. His kit, that C skill looks really interesting in terms of how it synergizes with Hardy Fighter, Shield Fighter, save options. It gives them their killing power back, and I like that because that's one of the big drawbacks of running those type of save compositions, because you, unless you're Fjorm, you lose the potential to take out your enemy, and that's a big part of you know, surviving and actually winning a match. So I think the more skills they put out for save units in that vein, the stronger that save units will become. So I can only see save units getting better from here on out, which is a crazy thing to say, looking at the current state of the meta and how difficult it is to take out units. So the fact that they're only going to get better, I mean, man, you need some nukes. And that's probably a good transition into talking about Shez from that banner, and why I'm like so confused about her addition. Also, this combination of
why not?
Ike and Ather is really, really annoying. Like, this is gonna be tough to deal with. I'm gonna either have to separate them or sneak around the back of Ike somehow, but this is really tough to deal with. I've been pretty much winging it so far and just trying to get through it that way. I've been pretty much banking on Neathhogger to take out Ike, which it looks like she is capable of doing. It's just that he keeps healing back all of the damage. And with Ather in there, he's pretty much always going to be at full health. So I gotta figure out a way to get rid of her and then take out Ike afterwards, which I'm pretty sure I have the potential of doing, or the capability of doing, with this team composition. Crom can probably do it. I don't think Sharena will be able to do it without being able to pre-charge her special, but I'm pretty sure Crom can do it. This is the team. Originally, it was meant to counter Ike, and it still is able to do that, but in this specific situation, I just need to get rid of Ather, because that first hit damage reduction is really helping out Ike, and I don't have a lot of people that can actually survive a combat against him, so that is the main problem here. And also, I need to get that last pot. But yeah, this one is pretty scuffed, but we're getting through. Bunch of turns left, so we should be able to wrap this up without any problem. So yeah, back to Shez. Now, definitely best unit on the banner. Just in terms of current meta, where we are, we needed a nuke. We got one. Ideally, I would have preferred if she was blue, but green is the. I'm okay with green. I really would have preferred blue.
This way.
Green means that I can probably use her to substitute Nino off this team. The problem is that I just can't run a damaging special on Nino. I can do that with Ascended Ear because she has built-in Miracle. I can run Lethality. The problem is she doesn't have special acceleration or a way to get past guard. So there's just no point in even bringing her to the combat because she won't do enough damage to take out Fjorm without the lethality. Well, I mean, you can get it to work. It's just unnecessarily difficult, which is why Nino is just a bit better there because she just is capable of putting out more damage. So Air, I'm looking out for Fine for Ascended Air. Interestingly enough, I've gotten her to like +6 or 7 and I've just stopped getting copies. So yeah, hopefully I get some more luck there. But yeah, Shez, fantastic. Best unit on the banner. I think she will do very well in terms of taking out Fjorm, which means we're up to 2 now. Fagado and Shez. Fagado needs a bit of help, hand-holding. Fjorm will, Shez will definitely be able to do it on her own. It's really going to be down to a speed check there, and I'm pretty sure she'll be able to win the speed check. Her B skill is very flexible, and she already comes with Incited in her weapon, so she's going to be fast. And then the C skill, that's also just unnecessary. You can remove that for something else. So Shez will definitely be able to do the job into Fjorm, so that's something else that we got to look out for. Speed check, Fjorm will probably lose that. So I guess Hardy Bearing Fjorm is probably the best option now. It really comes down to how well this Christmas banner will sell. Typically, whenever there's 4 sparks, multiple sparks, the banner does a lot better. And I was, it's kind of surprising that IS hasn't figured that out by now. But I guess you want to keep some type of limitations on exclusivity in terms of how many people have a specific type of unit. So less multiple spark banners so that everyone doesn't have access to the same things, and it makes it more desirable to pull on rerun banners. But I mean, for this one, 4 sparks, I'm pretty sure that most people will probably either get a copy or spark a copy along the way. I don't really want to pull on the banner, but I'm probably going to, just because I'm like, I need a nuke. And Shez looks good. I think she'll age okay with the effective damage, as long as she's able to win the speed check. Going back to that lull conversation where lulls are just like free now, you can get that anywhere. So as long as she's able to win that speed check, she's going to be able to do a ton of damage, and I think she should age decently well. I mean, Legendary Shez is still capable of doing things depending on the build and the support, so that's there. I haven't seen Summer Shez. That's the one that I really haven't seen as much. It's really down to her bulk is very low, and it's also kind of hard for her to win speed checks because of less stats for calves. So in melee matchups, she just doesn't do very well, versus a ranged option will always perform, will be more desirable. Let's call it that. But yeah, I think we should be able to get this with Crom. We're gonna move Nino out of the way, and we should be able to get this with Crom, I think. Well, at least Heathauger. Let's see.
I am watching.
Because Hathrin will be gone, and Ike will be alone, and he is not as strong when he's alone. So yeah, even though it's still very strong. But yeah. So yeah, that's Shez, and who else is on there? Hortensia looks fantastic.
Message received.
The only problem is that she's a healer, but that DR having in her special, her C-skill, I think that's the way to go for healers. Give them some type of perf special, and make them unique and make them good, because currently they are not good. They're just a ignored class in the game, and I feel like that class has a lot of potential. It's just not properly utilized, or they're just so much damage. Nice. I just don't think IS is looking to improve healers at this current moment, and I think there's so much potential there to have healers be good. They just need to commit to it, you know? I could definitely see a ton of healers being good if they just had some type of way to get past damage reduction and some type of preferred skill. Really just a combination of dazzling plus DR piercing. That's really what they need. Yes, it is available as a drive support, but man, they really just need it built into their weapons at this point for them to be good. That is just where we are at in the current game. But overall, like I said, I'm probably going to pull just to get a copy of Shez. That's a ton of damage reduction, but we still get it though. So yeah, I'm going to pull on that banner, even though I don't really need most of the units on there, but that Shez is definitely longing for my barracks. But GG's, see you in the next match.